Special counsel Jack Smith is reportedly looking into former President Donald Trump's interest in seizing voting machines. This is according to a report in CBS News. Investigators are wanting to know whether the former president chose to buy into some of the baseless claims by Sidney Powell. You know Sidney Powell, of course.
In Venezuela.
And Michael Flynn. They were both putting up insane conspiracy theories. And so one of those conspiracy theories that was not related quite to... Oh, well, I guess it is. It's all kind of tangentially related because there's this big Glenn Beck style web of different conspiracy theories when it comes to the election. But basically they're like, oh, well, you know, there's irregularities. There's irregularities. There's issues with the voting machines. Okay. Hey, look, I'm not saying that there aren't issues with voting machines, that they ever, you know, that issues never happen. They do. But they took this and they ran with it and said that this is proof that the entire election, the 2020 election, is completely and utter sham. Not true. So they said that that's why the vote totals that were coming out should not be trusted. And furthermore, and this is the important thing, they said the election should go back to Republican-dominated state governments who would send in essentially fake electors to vote for Donald Trump in the Electoral College. So that's where the, you know, attempt to steal the election is coming from. Okay? That was their plan. Oh, well, don't worry. We've got a whole lot of fake electors here. But, you know, they're the actual real electors. Don't let anybody tell you anything different. Let me tell you, these are the most realist, very real electors that you could ever ask for. Except that they weren't, of course. And their plan was to, no matter what the outcome, vote for Donald Trump and make him president once again. So that was the plan. Again, were there issues with voting machines in some states, in some places? Absolutely. Absolutely. They had issues in Arizona, for example. But none of that was malicious. I mean, I'm not going to say that there are never issues with voting machines. That would be untrue. I mean, come on. Any technology is going to fail. It's going to do weird things. But you know what? Polling places anticipate these issues. And guess what? They make backup plans for in case things go wrong. Oh, well, having redundancies in place? What? Yes, turns out that's a thing. People do plan ahead. Weird. But again, nothing in any of their claims has shown, you know, I guess nothing has been proven that there's anything nefarious there. They claim nefarious ends or means or whatever, and in reality, that's just not the case. There was never anything nefarious here. No deep state machinations to prevent Donald Trump from winning. He just didn't get enough votes in the places that counted. That's it. That's it. Now, that said, Rudy Giuliani, speaking of nefarious things, because it's, yeah, all about being nefarious when it comes to Rudy. He is now being examined by the special counsel for trying to pressure states to refuse to certify President Biden's election win. And of course, this is all while Powell and Flynn were pressing Trump to seize the voting machines. Yes. Now, all of that was part of different varying efforts to try to keep Donald Trump in power, who was desperate himself to come up with any justification he could to steal the election. Now, this report from Robert Costa, he said, the special counsel explores whether whether there was provable criminal intent. It's becoming, at the least, a wide-ranging probe exploring how plots to overturn the election developed, the sources said. Now, I mentioned the different competing sources here, or not sources, sorry, factions that were supporting Donald Trump. Now, it turns out they didn't see eye to eye on tactics. Rudy Giuliani, of course, differed with Sidney Powell. In fact, Giuliani wanted to push states to have the special sessions, whereas the Powell group wanted federal power in order to, you know, overturn the election. But again, different tactics, same result, which would be the theft of the 2020 election. And that's pretty much it. Now, some more details about Smith's investigation from the article. Smith's team is asking witnesses whether Trump allies knew at the time that the alternative electors scheme was fraudulent, that they knew it was illegal, because there was a lot of competing theories and there was a lot of things that were presented to Donald Trump in various meetings where they're like, we're not exactly sure that this legal theory, actually makes any sense and would be, that would actually work, because it's, kind of off the wall. So they're trying to figure that out. And again, they were also trying to figure out if they had known that there were no problems with the voting machines, and that prosecutors also want to know how these efforts fit into the scheme to pressure Mike Pence to interfere with the certification of Biden's win during a joint session of Congress. So the report said, while the use Pence scheme is certainly also a key part of the probe, the special counsel's team clearly is asking questions about what else was considered, how and when did Trump mention it, and why, and how did he respond to attorneys. So all of that stuff is incredibly relevant and very important. They added alternate electors seizing voting machines, pressuring state officials, et cetera, because all of that, of course, was all different stuff by different groups, but all for the same aim. And did Donald Trump know about it? Was he looking at all this stuff? And what this is, again, is Trump and his allies throwing shit at the wall and trying to find out what exactly sticks. What's the one avenue that is going to allow Donald Trump to get to basically remain in power? They were absolutely desperate to do anything that they could to have him stay in power, because at the end of the day, I do believe that they know that they lost. Again, you're not going to be that desperate, in order to prove all these different competing avenues and theories, if you didn't already know that you were screwed.